Chapter 1. Cultivate a legacy mindset. Develop yourself for others. Your life, my friends, is a garden, and the legacy you build is the harvest that lives beyond you. Every setback you've faced, every failed business, every missed opportunity is not a barren wasteland. It's fertile soil, ready to grow your dreams if you develop yourself for others. Why live for today when you can create a legacy for tomorrow? Welcome to Success Roots, where we're igniting your journey to build your legacy, blending the timeless wisdom of Jim Rohn with the bold energy of Tony Robbins. Today, we're planting the first seed of self-mastery, cultivating a legacy mindset to grow your success roots. Imagine Anna, a 55-year-old office clerk who felt empty after a failed business venture. Like many of you, she wondered if her life would leave a mark, fearing she'd be forgotten. But Anna learned a powerful truth. The greatest gift you can give is your own personal development. By growing herself, she created value for others. This idea echoes Jim Rohn, who believed that personal development is the greatest gift to others. Tony Robbins amplifies this by urging us to live for impact. Together, they show us that a legacy mindset is the foundation of self-mastery. What's shaping your mindset right now? Are you living for yourself, focused on daily survival? Or are you growing to leave a legacy for your family and community? A self-focused mindset fades, but a legacy mindset lasts. To build your legacy, you must develop yourself for others. Your setbacks aren't losses, they're lessons. Your age isn't a limit, it's a strength. Why live for today when you can grow for tomorrow's financial freedom? Anna developed herself, and it changed everything. Here's how to cultivate a legacy mindset. First, define one way to grow for others. Maybe learning a skill to share, like mentoring. Write it down. Second, take one action to develop yourself. Spend 10 minutes a day learning, like reading a personal development book. Third, affirm your legacy. Say daily, I grow to create a lasting impact. Jim Rohn taught us that personal development shapes our future. Tony Robbins adds that growth fuels impact. Together, they show us that a legacy mindset grows personal growth and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one skill to develop this week, maybe mentoring. Spend 10 minutes a day reading about leads, Earthship. Affirm your legacy daily. Anna chose to learn mentoring skills, spending 10 minutes a day reading. That small action planted a seed, growing her success roots. After a month, she was sharing knowledge with colleagues and feeling purposeful. Here's a tool to help you. Create a legacy journal. Each day, write down one skill you're developing, one action you took, and one affirmation. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that growth creates impact. Jim Rohn adds that personal development shapes your future. Anna's journal helped her stay focused. After 3 months, she was mentoring others and planning a side hustle. Her success roots grew because she cultivated a legacy mindset. A legacy mindset isn't about instant impact. It's about growing for others. Every step you take to develop yourself strengthens your garden. Anna's growth led to big changes. Today, at 55, she's running a part-time consulting business and building a legacy. What's one skill you'll develop today? Don't live for today. Grow for tomorrow now. Your garden is taking root, my friends. A legacy mindset is the seed, but it needs action to grow. Anna's story shows us that developing ourselves sets the stage, but it's only the beginning. What if you could take action to create real impact? Let's keep moving and find out how. Chapter 2. Take action to create impact. Give to live. Your garden is sprouting, my friends. With a legacy mindset as your seed, It's time to water it with action. Your life is a canvas, and action to create impact is the brush that paints your legacy. Why keep your gifts to yourself when you can give to live? Let's dive into the second step of self-mastery, taking action to create impact to grow your success roots. Meet James, a 50-year-old warehouse worker who felt unfulfilled after a failed business. Like many of you, he thought success was about personal gain, not giving. But James learned a powerful truth: the secret to living's giving. By taking action to create impact, he built a meaningful legacy. This idea echoes Tony Robbins, who believed that giving is the key to living. Jim Rohn adds that action shapes your future. Together, they show us that action to create impact is the brushstroke of self-mastery. What actions are you taking right now? Are you focused on getting or giving? Actions for personal gain fade. Ute actions that impact others last. To build your legacy, you must give through action. Your setbacks don't define you. They teach you. Your gifts aren't limited. They're opportunities. Why keep your gifts hidden when you can create impact for financial freedom? James gave to others, and it changed everything. Here's how to take action to create impact. First, identify one way to give, maybe sharing a skill or volunteering. Write it down. Second, take one action today. Spend 10 minutes helping someone, like teaching a coworker a tip. Third, align it with your legacy. Make giving a daily habit. Tony Robbins says that giving creates life. Jim Rohn adds that action shapes your future. Together, they show us that creating impact grows personal growth and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one way to give this week, maybe sharing a budgeting tip. Spend 10 minutes helping a friend or colleague. James shared his knowledge of online marketing with a coworker. That action painted a new stroke, growing his success roots. After a month, he was mentoring others and building a network. Here's a tool to help you. Create an impact journal. Each day, write down one way you gave, one action you took, and one way it aligns with your legacy. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that giving creates meaning. Jim Rohn adds that action shapes your future. James's journal helped him stay focused. After 3 months, he was leading a mentorship group and earning extra income. His success roots grew because he took action to create impact. Action to create impact isn't about grand gestures. It's about purposeful giving. Every action you take paints your legacy. James's giving led to big changes. Today, at 50, he's running a side business and building a legacy. What's one way you'll give today? Don't keep your gifts hidden. Paint your legacy now. Your legacy mindset is the seed, and action to create impact is the brush. James's story shows us that giving creates results, but it takes courage to overcome fears. What if you could conquer the fear of insignificance? Let's keep moving and find out how. Chapter 3. Overcome the fear of insignificance. Turn learning into action. Your canvas is coming alive, my friends. With a legacy mindset and action to create impact, it's time to clear the fears blocking your path. Your life is a workshow. And the fear of insignificance is the clutter that dims your purpose. Why let fear stop you when you can turn learning into action? Let's dive into the third step of self-mastery: overcoming the fear of insignificance to grow your success roots. Meet Linda, a 46-year-old store clerk who felt empty after a failed startup. Like many of you, she feared her life would leave no mark, thinking her efforts were too small to matter. But Linda learned a powerful truth. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let it lead to action. By acting on her learning, she overcame her fear. This idea echoes Jim Rohn, who believed that action turns learning into impact. Tony Robbins adds that action overcomes fear. Together, they show us that overcoming the fear of insignificance is the tool of self-mastery. What fears are holding you back right now? Fear of being forgotten? Fear that your efforts don't matter? Fear of being too old? These are piles of clutter in your workshop, but they don't define you. To build your legacy, you must act on your learning. Your setbacks aren't meaningless. They're lessons. Your efforts aren't small. They're seeds. Why let fear dim your light when you can create impact for financial freedom? Linda acted on her learning, and it changed everything. Here's how to overcome the fear of insignificance. First, identify one lesson you've learned, maybe a skill or insight from a setback. Write it down. Second, take one action to apply it. Spend 10 minutes using that lesson, like mentoring someone. Third, affirm your impact. Say daily, "My actions create a lasting legacy." Jim Rohn taught us that action shapes our future. Tony Robbins adds that action overcomes fear. Together, they show us that acting on learning grows personal growth and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one lesson this week, maybe a budgeting tip from a book. Spend 10 minutes sharing it with someone. Linda learned graphic design and shared a tip with a colleague. That action cleared her clutter, growing her success roots. After a month, she was mentoring others and feeling significant. Here's a tool to help you. Create a significance journal. Each day, write down one lesson, one action you took, and one affirmation. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that action overcomes fear. Jim Rohn adds that action shapes your future. Linda's journal helped her stay focused. A. After 3 months, she was freelancing part-time and earning extra income. Her success roots grew because she overcame the fear of insignificance. Overcoming the fear of insignificance isn't about being famous. It's about acting with impact. Every action you take strengthens your workshop. Linda's actions led to big changes. Today, at 46, she's building a freelance career and moving toward financial independence. What's one lesson you'll act on today? Don't let fear dim your light. Create impact now. Your legacy mindset and impactful actions are painting a masterpiece, and overcoming fear keeps your brush steady. Linda's story shows us that action creates significance, but it takes meaning to make it last. What if you could sustain a life of purpose? Let's keep moving and find out how. Chapter 4. Sustain lasting meaning. Live to give. Your workshop is thriving, my friends, with a legacy mindset, impactful actions, and no fear of insignificance. It's time to make your purpose last. Your life is a garden, and lasting meaning is the harvest that defines your legacy. Why live for fleeting moments when you can give to create lasting impact? Let's dive into the final step of self-mastery, sustaining lasting meaning to grow your success roots. Meet Michael, a 58-year-old driver who felt his life lacked purpose after a failed business. Like many of you, he wondered if his efforts mattered, fearing he'd leave nothing behind. But Michael learned a powerful truth. Life is about creating meaning, and meaning comes from what you give. By living to give, he sustained a lasting legacy. This idea echoes Tony Robbins, who believed that giving creates meaning. Jim Rohn adds that contribution shapes your future. Together, they show us that lasting meaning is the harvest of self-mastery. What's giving your life meaning right now? Are you chasing personal gain or giving to others? Fleeting moments fade, but giving creates a lasting harvest. To build your legacy, you must live to give. Your setbacks aren't empty. they're lessons. Your efforts aren't small, they're seeds. Why live for yourself when you can create lasting meaning for financial freedom? Michael lived to give, and it changed everything. Here's how to sustain lasting meaning. First, define one way to give. Maybe mentoring or volunteering. Write it down. Second, take one action, contribute. Spend 10 minutes helping someone, like sharing a skill. Third, align it with your purpose. Make giving a daily habit to fuel your legacy. Tony Robbins says that giving creates meaning. Jim Rohn adds that contribution shapes your future. Together, they show us that lasting meaning grows personal growth and career growth. Let's make it practical. Choose one way to give this week, maybe mentoring a colleague. Spend 10 minutes sharing a tip. Michael mentored a young driver on starting a business. That action nurtured his garden, growing his success roots. After a month, he was leading a mentorship group and feeling fulfilled. Here's a tool to help you. Create a meaning journal. Each day, write down one way you gave, one action you took, and one way it fueled your purpose. Track it for a week. Tony Robbins says that giving creates meaning. Jim Rohn adds that contribution shapes your future. Michael's journal helped him stay focused. After 6 months, he was running a part-time business and mentoring others. His success roots grew because he sustained lasting meaning. Lasting meaning isn't about grand gestures, it's about consistent giving. Every act of contribution strengthens your garden. Michael's giving led to big changes. Today, at 58, he's running a business and living with purpose. What's one way you'll give today? Don't live for fleeting moments. Create lasting meaning now. Your life is a garden, my friends. Every choice you make, every legacy-focused thought, impactful action, fearless step, and meaningful contribution grows your success roots. Why let another moment pass without building your legacy? You've learned to cultivate a legacy mindset, take action to create impact, overcome the fear of insignificance, and sustain lasting meaning. Now it's time to act. Take one bold step today. Develop a skill, give to someone, or affirm your purpose. You have the power to build your legacy. Subscribe to Success Roots for weekly motivation to build your extraordinary future. Share in the comments. What's one action you'll take today to grow your success roots? Let's keep growing together.